Okay, so it's a very dangerous idea. What I'm saying, people are going to get upset that I'm saying the war is basically a front to keep us at war and to be able to justify basically anything that happens to us. But if you look at the logic behind it, it obviously is. I mean, what happened to this war? Look at it from beginning to end. We went from fighting Osama bin Laden to trying to capture weapons of mass destruction. Then, when we didn't find weapons of mass destruction, we went to hunting a madman, a killer. Then we caught him and executed him after claiming victory in his country. And more than 6 years later, we're still there fighting. Because we're fighting the idea. The one man is not the idea. We keep putting this face on it. Osama bin Laden, Osama bin Laden, Osama bin Laden. Oh, let's be terrified of Osama bin Laden. Well, Osama bin Laden is Emmanuel Goldstein in this scenario. He is the face of the war. The face, because there's no country. He's the face of the idea. But let's capture him. Let's execute him. Let's eradicate him. Let's see if anything changes. Nothing will change whatsoever. The same way nothing changed in Iraq whenever we got rid of Saddam Hussein. They were still fighting. There's still the idea. It didn't stop. And the reason why I say that, it's kind of erroneous, and that this war is kind of it has to be for some motive other than to stop terrorism. Because terrorist is terrorism because they're not an army and they're not a real threat. Sure, they killed 3,000 Americans, if you believe that, which I do, but some people don't. And that was in the World Trade Center bombings. We'll go ahead and add in the other thousands of people that they killed in Pakistan and in Iraq, and we come up with, I rounded upwards because I like to play the devil's advocate, 8,500 people these monsters have killed in the past 9 years. This idea, this radical movement, have killed 9,500 Americans. No, 8,500 Americans, I'm sorry. 8,500 Americans they've killed in the past 9 years. That's insane. These people are crazy. Of course we're at war with them. We need to eradicate this idea. Now, that is the hand of Big Brother. They put on the news, they show you the face of the soldier who died, which I'm not downing any soldier that died in the name of America. People who go to war and believe in America and die for America are true heroes. Now, the motives behind those wars and the people that are behind them are what I question, which is what I'm questioning now. We see it right there, right on the news. Right across, you'll see the name. Death toll has risen to 3,800 and whatever in Iraq. And it just keeps going up, and it keeps going up, and we keep showing Osama bin Laden's back. He has a new tape. Terrorist alert went up. Don't go to the airports. Don't carry any kind of shampoo on your planes. Oh, somebody else tried to attack a plane. Somebody tried to hijack a plane. 8,500 people they've killed. That's in the past 9 years. In America, there's been 148,500 murders in the past 9 years. That is insane. 8,500 people they've killed, almost all of those in a single, almost half of it in a singular attack. We're talking 9 years of consistent homicide. 148,500. That is an insane number. And that is what it is. It's just what it is. That is an insane number. We're going to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars fighting a war against people who aren't even a threat to us. And when you look at the numbers, not even close to being as near of a threat as we are to ourselves. They're terrorists because they're scaring us. But we're the destructive ones. We're the ones that are most likely to kill ourselves. I'm not worried about going outside and having a plane fly into me. I'm worried about going outside and getting mugged and murdered by the crazy people on acid and cocaine and PCP right here in America. Now what they should have did with that money is they should have turned around and they should have put it back into the education system and back into law enforcement here. You can't fight an idea. If you want to stop terrorist attacks, You do it in individual calculated strikes, but you cannot go to war with an idea. The irony really is that the main characters, the ones who are very reasonable and they actually see the world for what it is, and they actually look out and they do question what's going on around them, they're considered extremists. But the ones who blindly follow people to death and blindly scream out in hatred towards people they don't understand and have no idea about, these are people who are considered normal and non-extremist and patriots. And I find that's very funny. If you want to do a little cool experiment, go out tomorrow and ask 5 people, friends, family, strangers, it doesn't matter. Ask 5 random people who we're at war with and find out what they say. I guarantee you 3 or 4 out of the 5 people you ask will say we're at war with Iraq. When we're not. We're allies with them. We're at war with an idea. We're at war with an extremist group. But we're not at war with Iraq. We're allies with Iraq at this point. But 3 out of 4 of the people, I guarantee it, will tell you we're at war with Iraq. Not extreme Islam. And I think that's pretty funny. You know, these are the people that are considered patriots, the people who are blindly following a war that they don't really understand or don't get. But the people who stand up and say something about it are considered the extremists. And hopefully that's not how you guys see it, even if you don't agree with my views. And hopefully I'll get some interesting feedback on this. I mean, because really, what do I know? I'm just a stupid kid. I'm not very old at all. And really probably shouldn't even be talking about politics. Maybe I'm dumb. But no matter how much I look at 2 and 2, I just can't see 5. And maybe that makes me ignorant or an extremist. But I can't look at 2 and 2 and see 5. And maybe one day they'll torture me enough to where I'll believe it and I'll actually see 5. But until then, I see 4.